You know, the best that you could do is be the one who's the most accountable out of the group. You'll stand out significantly, especially if you're a young dude. You know what I'm saying? And, all your friends are having fun. You guys are going out. You're the one that's not drinking as much. You're the one that's not smoking as much. You're the one that, drives the car. You're the one that makes sure if everyone's too drunk, they all get home safely. Now, you don't want to be someone's stepping stool, obviously, but you just don't go out as much. You know what I mean? Or you make plans prior, like, hey, yo, this is how it's gonna be. I drove the last fucking 5 times. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be the one that doesn't fucking drink as much, but you still don't drink as much because you always got to make sure, no matter what, that you're protecting yourself along with everybody else. So even if that person lies and gets high that day or whatever the case may be, and you guys got to drive back from like Santa Monica and you live in the high desert, whatever the case may be, you're protecting those that you care about. And this makes you stand out, not just to your friends, to everybody that's at the party, everybody who sees it, every woman that sees it. And the reason why is if you're the guy that holds the doors open, if you're the guy who actually goes out of his way and is observing not just your friends, but, people that are interacting with them, and you see somebody that's kind of standing in the corner by themselves, so you're the one that initiates conversation with that person. It doesn't freak out and it's like, oh no, I can't talk to him, that guy's weird, or whatever the fuck dumb label they put on somebody. You're the one that walks over and goes, hey, what's up? I mean, I'll never forget when I was at prom, me and a longtime girlfriend of mine, and this guy came up and wanted to dance with her. He had a massive crush on her. And she looked at me like, like worried, you know what I mean? And I was like, no, no, baby, go dance with him. Go dance with him. Come on. It's prom. You know what I mean? Like he's obviously in love with you. It's just a dance. What's the big fucking deal? It's prom. And then as soon as she went off to dance with him, you know what I did? I found a girl that, she happened to be a little overweight. She happened to be sad. She was all dressed up. And I just walked up and I said, hey, would you mind, having a dance with me? And she was super excited, and I danced with her right alongside. And everybody was looking at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It just didn't make sense to them. And I treated her like a fucking princess. And I hung out with her for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Got her something to drink, hung out with her, chill, talked to her friends. And then, when it was time to go, I said, all right, I got to bounce. But it made her day, made that other dude's day. See, the thing is that, being overly protective of your woman or of your friends or all that is not really a good idea either. You got to do what's best for you, and you got to do what's best for them, no matter what. You have to be the most responsible one in the group. That is how you stand out no matter what. I promise you.